Efata, welcome back to my channel. My name is Erica. Happy Lionsgate portal and happy full moon. The energies right now are so potent. Let's talk about it. Those of us who know, we wait for the 8/8 portal all year long. It is one of the most potent days for conscious creation when the sun is in alignment with Sirius. This is an energy that if you can match that frequency of high vibration, if your outgoing frequency is joyful, playful, blissful, all of the things that you are focused on during this portal will easily walk into your life. When I say easily, easily. The first time I found the power of the Lionsgate portal, I actually was the first time I didn't sit, meditate and consciously create in that way. But instead, I invited some friends over. We sat, laughed, joked, ate all night long. And during the course of the evening, I put out several things that I would like to experience verbally. And when I tell you within 2 weeks, they all flowed very easily into my world, just back to back to back. So I really came to understand the power of Lionsgate. And a lot of people will sit, they'll watch a video like this and they'll go, oh, I can create on Lionsgate. Okay, let me give it a try. But their outgoing frequency doesn't match the things that they are trying to create. So in order for things to come into your world, you must match its frequency. Right? So have a good time today during this portal. Laugh, joke, and, do whatever it is that you have to do to keep yourself in high vibe and a high spirit, and then consciously create in the moment. You'll see them. You'll see the things flow to you. I know this year has been very difficult for a lot of people. The energies right now, we have 5 planets in retrograde. Normally, it's 1 planet at a time in retrograde. The planet slows its energy so that we have an opportunity to make adjustments in whatever energy that planet governs. Having 5 at the same time is something that we experienced in 2020. We watched the world slow. This year is a 9 year. Years that are coded as 9s are about release, letting go, ending chapters, ending cycles, ending ways of being. This is not the year to start new things. This is not the year to get married. This is not the year to invest in a lot of new, because doors are still closing from the old. And that's what it is energetically coded for. When you try to go against the energies, you are swimming upstream. And so you make everything difficult for you. Understanding what the energies are and how to work with them is how you get to success. And so understanding there are 5 planets in retrograde, Saturn being one of the most potent. Right? Saturn is the teacher. It brings the lessons. Saturn is about looking at the big picture, where you want your life to expand into. And with it being in retrograde, gives us the opportunity to see what doesn't work, what we've been trying to do, what hasn't been flowing easily for us, and let it go and have the vision for the future. With the energies right now, we have Chiron that just went into retrograde. And Chiron is your soul wound. It is the open gash. It is the energy that is what we're here to really heal and evolve from as a soul. And so understanding what energy you have in your Chiron is incredibly important. If you don't know what energy your Chiron is, it's very easy to get a reading. It's important information, especially during the next 6 months. Chiron just went retrograde at the end of July. And so we will be carrying this energy and working through this energy until January. Now, when you figure out what your Chiron is, let's say your Chiron is in Taurus, then you understand that that Taurus that you dated and why it went so bad is because they came in to rub your wound so that you do the work. It's very important to know what your Chiron is so that once you do the work, you really don't have to do the work again. When you do the work around Chiron and you heal whatever energy needs to be healed, life becomes much easier after that. And with Chiron in retrograde, Saturn in retrograde, Neptune in retrograde, all of these retrograde energies, I mean, Mercury's in retrograde too. It's about to turn on the 11th back direct. But all of these energies in retrograde is basically the universe painting those into a corner who have not done their work yet, who have not done their inner work. That means sitting with it, means looking at the behaviors, understanding why certain choices were made so that you can undo those patterns, so that you can have a better life, so that you can evolve and become happier. Once you do the work around Chiron, the next time Chiron goes retrograde, you don't have to do the work again. But if you avoid it and you just, go jump for cover and go, this too shall pass, it will pass. But it will come back around again, and it's a lifelong energy that will play itself out until you do the work. It's important to know your Chiron. There are many people who are having a very difficult year. Lots of relationships ending, lots of visions for what they thought the future was going to be is no longer. But what does that give you? It gives you a blank canvas, right? And that's where this Aquarius comes in. This Aquarius full moon is fantastic because Aquarian energy is thinking outside the box. Really, we're moving into the age of Aquarius. And so it really is a time to take a look at what's not working in your life and what needs to be changed. And if you don't know, if you take a look at it and you can see it and be honest for what it is and you still don't know, that's the time when you sit in silence, in meditation, in prayer with your higher self. And you ask your higher self to help show you what it is you're not seeing, so that you can make the changes, so that you can make the shifts. The last thing you want to do during this time, if you're going through a rough time, is use substances to try to numb you and move you through. It's the worst thing you can do because your frequency lowers greatly. Alcohol is one of the biggest depressants. It takes you straight down, and energetically, when you are in a low frequency, all sorts of bad things can come from there. Full moons unearth energies that haven't been healed yet. The things you try to suppress and push down and not look at and not deal with. The full moon brings it right to the surface for you. You can ignore it. You can try to push it down. You can try to use alcohol and other stimulants to move through it, and it will still be waiting for you on the next full moon. I promise you, there is nothing better than doing the work. It liberates you. It really does. And then when shifts like this happen, life is good. Like right now, I have a tremendous amount of people who have done the work and who have been doing the work. And I'm getting good news left and right, especially from cardinal signs, right? A lot of people don't do the work because they don't know what the work is. When emotions arise for you, when memories play themselves out over and over again in your mind, when you're sitting in regret, when you're sitting in pain, this is the time to sit with it. You sit with the emotions. You look at why you made the specific choices that you made. What is your perspective that was created most likely in childhood that landed you in the position that you were in? It is very important to pick apart behavior change. That is the work. The work is looking at, how did I end up here? And you do the work so that you don't end up there again. You do the work so that you can change internally. Internal change is what creates external circumstances. When you see things change outside drastically, it's because your internal changed. But you have to do the work in order for your internal to change, in order for the way you think to shift. Example, you're a man who thinks all women are out for your money. At least that's how you perceive people until they prove themselves otherwise. When you have that mindset, that's all you attract to you are people who are users or people who are looking to get your money or whatever the case may be, right? It is your constant thoughts, how you perceive the world, that creates your experiences. If you would like to have more trustworthy people in your world, you have to sit in a more trusting place and give people grace until they show you otherwise. Right? A lot of people have had bad experiences in their past. And since they never sit with why those experiences happened, where their mindset was that drew that into their life, they never do that kind of work. And so over and over again, they attract to them the same type of experiences until they do the work. It's crucial at this time that you do not use drugs and alcohol to suppress your emotions. It is a difficult year. A 9-year is meant to be difficult if you haven't done the work. Right? But once you do the work, it becomes so much easier. Life really lightens up. But you can't pull in the avoidance and all of the things that you can use outside of yourself to try to push through. There are times for pushing through. When you have Saturn, Chiron, Neptune, Mercury, you have all of these energies in retrograde, you shouldn't be pushing through. You should be sitting and doing the work. Okay, that's my spiel because I'm about to enjoy this Lionsgate portal for every ounce of goodness that I can squeeze out of it, and I suggest you do too. If you'd like to get a personal reading, my email is in the comments section. We can take a look at your current energies and what you can expect the rest of your year to look like. If you haven't seen your birthday video yet, please go to my playlists, find your zodiac sign, and watch your birthday gift. There's a lot of information in there to help you on your path. Adonai.